The finale, the Furiant, not surprisingly, from the Czech Suite by Dvorak, the Scottish Chamber Orchestra and Joseph Svensson keeping very warm on that recording. And by serendipitous chance, Thomas Bowes, who's joining Joseph Svensson, the London Mozart Players, in a concert on Wednesday, not tomorrow, as I said, was the guest leader of the Scottish Chamber Orchestra on that occasion, and they were going hell for leather because they were keeping themselves warm, I gather. Is that true?
Well, the temperature had dropped to about the freezing point. The heat had gone off in the Usher Hall.
And it was a bank holiday or something. Nobody could be got to fix it.
The orchestra were just amazing good sports by hanging about.
No, but Joseph, you had to do the violin concerto for 6 hours. I mean, that was... I remember
the Dvorak concerto is a pretty hard piece to play when your fingers are not frozen.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wonder if you can actually hear it a little in the sound that my fingers are absolutely frozen during the course of that.
That music certainly more than warmed the heart. Then it literally warmed the fingers. No wonder it was so fast and furious.
Yes, I'm not sure my fingers quite recovered.
I gather you nearly damaged your violin, though.
It was a very risky thing because afterwards a crack was discovered, not in the instrument itself, but in the block that kind of holds the neck of the instrument on, and that was very scary. If that hadn't been discovered in time, it could have meant the end of the instrument. So, yeah, it's lots of drama associated with that record, that Dvorak, but. Yeah, some more Dvorak coming day after tomorrow.
Yes, with the London Mozart Players, splendid bunch. And your old band, Thomas.
They are indeed. Yeah, it was. In fact, I went through a sort of strange feeling today, walking in and seeing lots of people I hadn't seen for nearly 20 years. Yeah, so I think I did my last leading there in the early 90s, 92, 93.
It must have been the first time we actually worked together in that case, because we did the Strauss Metamorphosen together there at the Mozart Players at about that time, and Tom was playing the number 2 part there of 23 solo parts, and that's when we really got to know each other. And
he came in and immediately. There was something really, really fantastic about this.
Well, Tom's made an extraordinary solo career since then, and I've had the opportunity to present him in a number of places, and we've made this record together, which is really something I think very special.
Good. We're going to have a little preview of that, because I think you're launching it to the concert in a couple of days' time, but we're going to have a little preview of it in a moment.
Oh, excellent.
But anyway, it's always nice to meet the instruments as well. You've got a very nice Amati.
Yes, it's a Niccolo Amati, and Niccolo is, along with all those great Italian dynasties of makers, there are various generations and nephews and fathers and grandfathers and so on. Andrea Amati going right back into the 16th century, but Niccolo is kind of considered to be the sort of the kingpin of that group. And he's, what little I know about his life sounds fascinating. I mean, in the 1630s, he was lucky to survive a huge outbreak of plague, which left him kind of as the preeminent violin maker in the country and in the city, a position which he sort of reigned supreme for the next till the end of his life in 1660 odd, I think. But no, and then for about 10 years, nobody quite knows why, he made instruments on a rather grand scale, something that's come to be called the grand pattern, and a design that Strad kind of took a couple of notches further on. But the instruments are a bit flatter than a lot of the Amatis are quite sort of chubby.
Which is yours?
It's from 1659, and it is of this sort of grand pattern design. Very, very beautiful wood. Very sort of gentle coloured wood. It's got some lovely browns and oranges in it.
Oh, I love your fiddle.
Yeah, it's a lovely fiddle to look at.
You're really in love with it,
I am, yeah.
You've had that violin for so many years, and
I've been mostly faithful to it.
I've been really following. I've never been able to be faithful to violins.
No. Well, I'm glad to say that Joseph Svensson, despite being a conductor, has decided to go back to his real trade of being a musician tonight, a practising musician, because you brought your fiddle as well.
Yes, well, it's a different one. It's a different one from what I've played these last couple of years, which was a different one from the one I played before that. I played for a couple of years on. Well, yeah, I must have played about 10 different instruments in the last 20 years, and
You
all
haven't
of
ever
them.
found the right partner.
No, I
then?
love them all. I love them all.
Lascivious behaviour.
Yes, isn't that terrible? I just, you know,
But it is,
they just
it's
come
an
along
incredible
one
sensuous
after the
thing,
other.
though, picking fiddles up. I mean, I think Joseph and I share a sort of great afternoon treat would be to go into Beers or somewhere and try out
Oh, it's
six fiddles or something.
It's terribly dangerous.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
Well,
it's so easy to fall in love.
Well, with all those old songs that says it will be forever, not in your case, but certainly in Thomas's case.
Well,
with
every
his
moment
Amati.
is forever for me when it's with a great instrument. Every moment.
I think you should be writing Valentine cards, slogans,
It's in
possibly.
my mind.
Yes, yeah. From Guess Who?
But so the instrument you have brought, I'm afraid, is far removed from the elegant 17th century that Thomas is used to. We're into the 19th, aren't they, with the one you brought?
Well, yes. How dare I?
And it's French
and
as
it's
well.
even French. Oh, goodness gracious! Yes. This one is made by Pierre Silvestre, which is I think a terribly underrated maker. But I'm not. I don't have a type of violin that I love. You know. I've fallen for all kinds of violins, and this one I'm just particularly interested in these days. And
Yes,
I
you're
don't know
just
really why.
getting to know each other.
We are. I can't say I'm head over heels yet, but it might come. You know, at the moment she's just doing a great job.
Now, careful.
Sorry.
I was going to say, got a lot of very bad jokes, and you're just stringing her along, and maybe she is you.
No.
Anyway, we better choose some neutral territory. You've literally, I think, seized a piece of music as you rushed out of rehearsals this afternoon. So you're
Yeah.
both going to play.
Yes.
And we see if you start in the right place and finish in the right
Yeah,
place.
we'll do our
Thank
best.
you for being so
So
forgiving.
it's fine. We've closed the piano lid, so I know there's no pianist. So it's going to be Bartok.
A couple of Bartok duos. From the 44 duos he wrote as, well, supposedly as sort of teaching material, but they're incredible little pieces. And
I've learned a
all
lot
of them,
every time I play them.
yeah,
Yes.
and all of them, I think, with the exception of two or three, are from various regions. In some of them even there's an Arabian song which we won't do, but there's
Okay.
ones from.
Well, it's going to be. It sounds like it's going to be a voyage of discovery. So
Should we hop over to
yes,
the other
do
side?
hop
of the room?
over and choose your pair of Bartoks, as long as you agree. Actually, well, choose the right violin, choose the right bow, and ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you they were writing their names on the music earlier on, so they both didn't play the same part.
So should we start with Dance for Maramaros?
Why not?
Sounds quite Greek.
Does, doesn't it? Okay. And this one is entitled Sorrow.
Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. I think you've got a career together. Right. Just all we need now is a name for the duo, Joseph Swenson and Thomas Bowes. If you've got any ideas, ladies and gentlemen, let us know. in.tune@bbc.co.uk. I think we might have started something.